Doing a quick video on a modification I've made to this gearbox cover on the Velocette MAC. Basically, when the gearbox is mounted in the bike like this, it's quite difficult to get the cover off if you want to get in and do some work on the gearbox. Mainly because this joint here is obviously got gasket goo on it and a gasket, and it's quite difficult to split the joint because you can't really get at it to split it. Normally the cover's held on by 7 1/4-inch bolts which go around the periphery. So there's one there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so what I've done to make removal easier in future, on these top 2 holes in the cover I've drilled them oversize. Normally they're about 6.5mm diameter holes for the 1/4-inch screws, so I've drilled them slightly oversized to 6.8mm, and then I've tapped them 5/16 BSF. And the theory is, so I'm still using the 1/4-inch bolts through the holes as normal to secure the cover to the casing, but the theory is now that with these 2 holes drilled and tapped, I can then insert dowels like this one here in this hole and this hole, and the dowels are about 5mm diameter, so they'll go right to the bottom of the hole, of the screw hole, but stand proud of the joint by about 1/4 of an inch. And the theory is that with the dowels in place, I can then screw in 5/16 BSF bolts into the casing, into the cover, and that will bear on the dowel and pull the cover off the casing. So I'll just put these, I'll demonstrate that now. I mean, obviously the cover's loose anyway, but assuming it was stuck with goo, I'll stick these dowels in and then we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's the dowel. As I say, it's just about 1/4 of an inch longer than the depth of the thread, so that it stands proud of the jointing surface. So we just pop that in there and push it home. Right, so with the dowels in place, I'll just use this gauge as an indicator. With the dowels in place, the dowel is now standing, the end of the dowel is proud of the face of the gearbox. So what we then do is to split the cover off the casing. Next time I do it, I'll put in these 5/16 BSF bolts. So the idea is that by screwing those in, they bear up against the dowels, and as you can see, they start to pull the cover off the casing by bearing onto the end of the dowels. And by putting a little bit of pressure on those, by using the usual means of trying to free the cover up, that should help free the cover by getting a little bit of pressure to pull it off the gearbox casing itself. So anyway, that's the theory. I'll see how it works next time I have to strip the gearbox down. The thing to bear in mind when if you're doing this is that when you're drilling these holes out and tapping them 5/16 BSF, bear in mind that this one here would have a dowel in it, and you need to take the dowel out before you drill and tap the cover, because otherwise that's going to foul things up. So that's the only thing to note, really. It's as straightforward as that. You can see there the 2 dowels I've put in are just standing proud of the face, the mating face on the gearbox casing. So your bolts bear onto those and pull the cover off the casing. Anyway, we'll see if it works next time. That's it.